Hardware acceleration utilises your PC's graphical or sound processing power to increase performance in a given area. Essentially, it offloads certain processes onto the hardware that's best equipped to use it. In this video, we tell you all you need to know about hardware acceleration. Hi, this is Phil from Make Tech Easier, and this is what is hardware acceleration and why it matters. Chances are you've seen a hardware acceleration option when using various applications and devices. You may have even needed to enable or disable it to boost performance or prevent bugs in one of your favourite applications, but you may not have known why. In this video, we'll explain everything you need to know about hardware acceleration or whether or not your apps might benefit from using it. Defining hardware acceleration. Hardware acceleration is a term used to describe tasks being offloaded to devices and hardware which specialise in it. By default, in most computers and applications, the CPU is taxed first and foremost before other pieces of hardware are. This is fine in most general usage cases, especially if someone has a strong CPU. There are others where it might be smart for your computer to utilise the other components in your system. This is where hardware acceleration comes into play, and we'll give you a few popular usage cases. Sound cards. Sound cards can be utilised by hardware acceleration to allow higher quality playback and recording of sound. Graphics cards. Graphics cards can similarly be utilised by hardware acceleration to allow quicker, higher quality playback of movies, videos and games. They are also better at physics and fast mathematical calculations than a CPU. While hardware acceleration can be defined as pretty much any task that's offloaded to something that isn't the CPU, GPUs and sound cards are typically the most popular examples used throughout your software. Your CPU alone is technically capable of anything these devices can do, especially if it boasts integrated graphics, as many do nowadays, but allowing specialised hardware to do the job is typically the better option. Why you may need to disable it. Unfortunately, hardware acceleration doesn't always work as smoothly as it should. The first time I recall encountering the option was when I disabled it in Chrome because it was seemingly making my browser run much less stably. Here's the cases where you should probably disable hardware acceleration. If your CPU is really strong and your other components are really weak, acceleration may actually be ineffective in comparison to just letting the powerhouse take care of things. Additionally, if your components are prone to overheating or are damaged in any way, intensive use through hardware acceleration may be causing problems you wouldn't experience otherwise. Or the software designed to utilise the hardware isn't doing it well or can't run as stably as it does when using only the CPU. This is a common reason to disable hardware acceleration in an app's options, unfortunately, but it does happen. When you should enable it. Of course, hardware acceleration isn't all bad. When working as intended, it's actually pretty great. Here's some cases where you should enable hardware acceleration in your apps. When you have a powerful, stable GPU, enabling hardware acceleration will allow you to utilize it to its full extent in all supported applications, not just your games. In Chrome, for example, GPU hardware acceleration typically allows much smoother browsing and media consumption. In video editing or rendering programs like Sony Vegas or streaming programs like OBS, enabling hardware acceleration can allow one to utilize specialized hardware located in supported devices, typically the GPU or CPU. Intel QuickSync, for instance, is an addition to their modern CPUs designed for fast video rendering and encoding. So, in short, enable hardware acceleration whenever you can if you have good hardware, and disable it if you have bugs or stability issues. Let us know if you have any more questions about hardware acceleration in the comments below. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. That's all for now. See you next time.